Welcome to CIT 178, Relational Databases. I am your instructor, Lisa Ballback, and I'm going to take you through how the course is kind of laid out and talk about what you need to complete for the first week of class. You'll notice at the very top, I've got my email, my office, and my office phone number. Right now, campus is closed. So if you want to get a hold of me, the best way to do it is email. I do have online or virtual office hours Thursday night from 8 to 9 o'clock. If that does not work for you, just send me an email and I can pretty much meet with you whenever you want, because I'm not doing a whole lot this summer other than teaching a couple online classes. So as we go through here, at the top I have some buttons to some resources for you, just resources where you can get additional information on SQL Server and the SQL language itself. Okay. Also, the certification exam that we will be taking as our final. If you're curious about that, I have a link to that as well. Following those links, I have links to the CIT department social media. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. We pretty much post the same thing to all three. Tends to be job opportunities, internship opportunities. Quite often we have events. Industry Night Out is a very popular event for students because local businesses host our department, and basically they feed our students pizza and they give us a tour and explain how IT and CIT work at their company. If I have any announcements that the entire class needs to know, I post them to news and announcements. And then the student question and answer forum is basically for you guys to ask each other questions. So if you are having problems with something, this would be a place where you can post a question and other students will answer. Now, I do not always look in the student question and answer forum. So if you are having a problem that could prevent you from turning in work on time, you should contact me directly because I will help you. I don't know how often other students post things to questions and answers, but if it's a serious problem that'll affect turning something in, that is something that I need to know. So please contact me directly. Then below that, you'll notice that we have blocks that you can open and you can close. And so we have week 1, which is basically course information and the first chapter in the book. And so if you look through here, what I've done is at the top of this block basically is everything you need to complete. And then the items are usually listed directly below that. So the only exception is this overview video, which I put at the top of the course so you guys can see it and know where to start. The welcome message basically tells you kind of how the course is set up and laid out and what to expect. Because this is a summer course, it is accelerated. So instead of 15 weeks, we are completing everything in 10 weeks. So there are going to be weeks where we have to double up on material, and it is going to seem like a lot, but that is because this is a condensed format. The course syllabus basically tells you what we're going to be covering. It goes through our learning outcomes. The grading scale, you might want to pay particular interest to because I do grade based on percentage and points. So it is conceivable for everybody in the class to get a 4.0 if everybody falls between 950 and 1,000 points. I am not grading on a curve. Okay, so your objective in here is to get as many points as possible. And the way you get points is by doing the textbook assignments, the lab assignments, and most importantly, the final project and final project showcase, because as you can see, that is a lot of points in here. It's almost 30%. Okay, so we start working on that final project, I believe, week 4 in a normal semester. And this semester, it'll be a little earlier than week 4. So we have plenty of time to get that done. And there are actually lab assignments that deal with the final project. So if you keep up on all your lab assignments, you're not going to have a problem finishing this project because the lab assignments help you complete the final project. Okay, so we have textbook assignments basically that are teaching you commands. Then we have lab assignments, which are much more open-ended, and you are basically putting the commands together yourself. Okay, I'm not telling you what to query, you get to pick. And then the final project, which is a database that you're going to create on anything that you are interested in. The showcase is basically for you to share your final project with your classmates. Okay, so that's basically the majority of the work in here. We do upload that final project to GitHub. We do have an e-portfolio, which most students simply use LinkedIn. And there is, I believe, one short research paper, maybe 2. And by short, I mean like a page, double spaced. You don't have to, do a real lengthy paper in this class. We do have discussion forums. Basically, it's for you to share information with each other and to share the progress that you're making on your final project. We have a couple of quizzes in here, and they are set up similar to the MTA exam, which is your final exam. So these are not your normal true, false, multiple choice quizzes. The questions are multiple answer. And if there's more than one correct answer, I will tell you, select 3 or select 2, which is what they do in the MTA. There are code reordering questions. There are questions with drop downs where you have to select the correct word to complete the sentence. These are all question types that you will see on that MTA, and students have found it very beneficial to practice with those question types before they actually take the MTA exam, which is why your quizzes are structured that way. As far as communication in this course goes, I typically will email individual students with any issues or things they need to know. If it's something that all of you need to know, I will post an announcement, which also comes through your email. Typically, I will correct the assignments within a couple days of receiving them. I usually don't do it right away. I wait purposefully so that people had any technical problems, they can still get their assignments in before I correct them. So I usually wait a day or 2, which students are usually quite thankful for. So they're due on Friday night. So I probably won't really start correcting until Sunday. That'll give you a little wiggle room if you had any issues. And in an online class, as far as attending class, if you don't submit work for 3 weeks, you can be administratively withdrawn for class. In this accelerated summer session, even falling a week behind is going to make it really difficult for you to catch up. So you do not want to fall behind in this class. Let's see. And then we've got the college syllabus. These are college policies. So if you click on this, this is the same for every single class that you take. And then we have our course assignment schedule, which you are going to want to print out. The same list of items that you see week to week here, you will also see up at the top of each block in Moodle. And it is a good idea to print this out because you can use this as a checklist. If you print it out as you complete things, you can just cross them off. And for this first week, we do kind of a lot of housekeeping exercises. So the student profile glossary is an exercise where you can share your picture and one sentence that describes you or a quote that describes you or your philosophy. You will post that and share it with the class. And then we have a student spotlight where students are randomly displayed. So you can either add a new entry here, or you can click on this link. And I'm going to go ahead and I will add myself. So I'm going to add a new entry. And I'm going to add my name as a concept. And then I hope, yep, I have my quote that I'm going to add. And this, I'm a very hands-on learner and I'm a very hands-on teacher. And this pretty much describes my philosophy. And above that, I'm going to stick my picture. So I'm going to expand this out so that I can see the insert or edit image. I'm going to have to browse. And I'm going to have to choose a file. So hopefully I can find my picture. And let me pause here while I look for a picture. All right, I'm going to do this quarantine picture of myself. Normally, I don't let my hair go curly. However, it is just so long right now and out of control. We'll call this Lisa Curly Hair. All right, so this is going to be way too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the width and then I'm going to let the height kind of auto size. So I'm going to make this, you can make it between 150 and 250 or 200 for the width. Then let the height automatically size. And I want this at the top. Okay, and that is my little granddaughter. Okay, so I'm going to save this. And that is my real hair, not straightened, just so you guys know, for those of you who've seen me with straight hair. Say Lisa with naturally curly hair. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to go back over here. Okay, and so then you can see my picture. And then as you all add your own, what'll happen every time you come in here is you'll see a different student displayed. Okay, so that's your first assignment. That's worth points. And your second assignment is to post to the discussion forum. So I'm also going to do that, but I'm going to pause here so I can copy what I've written and paste it in. All right, so let's go in here. and add a new topic. Probably say hello CIT 178 students. Okay, so here is what I am posting. I do tend to overshare. So you guys do not need to type all of that. Basically, your name or nickname, any interests or hobbies that you have, what your major or program of study are, that is fine. Any additional information that you want to share is great, okay? But only share what you're comfortable with, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and post. So when you guys come in here, you will see my post and then you can add your own. After you complete the discussion forum, you are going to read the chapter in the book and then kind of review key points from that chapter. So what I do every week is I go through and kind of highlight portions of the chapter that you need to know. Then what you'll be spending probably the majority of time on is getting your system set up with SQL Server and SQL Server Management Studio. You need to download both. And you'll notice that I have links to each one here. And I also have them down here in this database resource section. Okay, same links are located here. Okay, so you're going to click on the link for SQL Server. And you'll either download Developer or Express. They are both free. Most of our students choose Developer. Click the link and download. You will need to install this first. Once you have SQL Server installed, then you can download and install SSMS, which is the interface that we use to interact with SQL Server. So here's SQL Server, and this is like the application section. So this is the part that you're going to interact with, and that needs to be installed second. Once you have both of those installed, then there are 3 separate databases that we are going to be using throughout the course, and you're going to want to install each one of those. Now, this is the area that students, if they're going to have problems, for some reason, this is the area that they have problems in. And what I've had students do in the past is email me if there's any issue at all, especially getting SQL Server and SSMS downloaded and installed. If you have any problems at all, email me. We will meet in Zoom. You can share your desktop, and then we can problem solve and get everything installed and set up so you are ready to go week 2. Okay, so it's important that we have the software and all of the database files installed. So please email me if you run into any problems, and we will get it all fixed and set up. Hope everybody has a great week, and I look forward to working with all of you.